Hey everyone, this is Nathan Williams with BlackCrane79.com, and I'm back here with another hand history review for you guys. So today's hand was sent to me by Nicholas from Germany, so let's just jump right into the action. So he's got ace-king in middle position in a 1 cent, 2 cent, 6-max game, and this is played on PokerStars. So villain 4 immediately raises 2.5x from under the gun. So what should Nicholas do in a spot like this? What should we do? I think you guys already know. I'm going to be 3-betting here pretty much all the time for value at 6-max, and that's exactly what Nicholas does. So good stuff. So very interestingly, we get a cold call from villain 5 there in the cutoff. Now, let me go over the HUD stats that Nicholas gave me for this guy real quick. He told me that this guy is an 18 VPIP, 9 preflop raise, and a whopping 6 aggression factor. Yes, 6. That's extremely high. So kind of a weird player type. The big gap between VPIP and PFR strikes me as a typical kind of tight passive, but then the aggression factor of 6 is crazy. So one of these weird player types that doesn't really fit in, but he is a regular. Seems to be a bit of a play machine after the flop. We're gonna get into that a little bit in this hand. By the way, these are HUD stats. If what I'm talking about right now sounds like Chinese to you, sorry if you're Chinese. These are numbers that you can get on your screen based off hands that you've already played against your opponents. And if you want to get this information on your screen, I use Poker Tracker. There's a link in the description below which tells you how you can get these this information on your screen as well. But anyways, let's continue on with the action here. So it folds back to villain 4, the original raiser, and he folds, and so we go to a flop. That's pretty much one of the best flops you can get with ace-kings. So Nicholas comes out for a c-bet of roughly 2/3 pot. I think that's definitely the right play to make. In this situation, there's really nothing at all that I'm afraid of. I just want to get value from my hand here. And once again, a very interesting play here by Mr. Villain 5. He raises on the flop. It's kind of just a little over a minimum raise. It's not a very big raise. So what should we do in a spot like this? Well, I think you can definitely ship here. I think that against like most recreational players, I would just ship, because I think they're just going to call with any kind of king. If they got king, queen, king, jack, king 10, king 9, king 8, and these are all the hands that recreational players are going to have all of these hands. Remember, we're up against a guy who's only playing a VPIP of 18 here, so and he also cold called a 3-bet preflop, and you know, I've got to assume, you've always got to assume with regulars that they're thinking to some degree. I mean, they're playing to win. They're not like the random fish who's, oh my god, I got king 7, I just need to call preflop. No, he's not in there with king 7. So there's a lot of the kings that we're beating that a recreational player would have. This guy's just not going to have his range. So I think we do need to respect this raise a little bit. But at the end of the day, I mean, as I said, I mean, there's really nothing that's beating us on this board. It's one of those situations where if he's like slow played the aces or something, it's kind of just going to be a massive cooler, and good job for him. You know, the shoe's going to be on the other foot one day, so we'll get his whole stack. So, but typically in this spot versus a regular, I would do what Nicholas does here, which is just call, because I think that if we just ship over the top here, I think most regs are, well, they're going to snap call with their aces, or if they somehow have a set here, I don't expect them to have pocket 6s or 3s too often, cold calling preflop, but and they might make a sick fold with king queen or king jack or something like that. Obviously we don't want that to happen, so I'd rather just keep the hands in and keep his bluffs in as well if he has any. Remember, this guy's an aggression factor of 6, so he definitely could have some wild bluffs in his range here. So I want to keep all those hands in. If we ship over the top here, I think it's one of those situations where we're getting snap called by all the hands that beat us, the pocket kings, the very unlikely pocket kings, pocket aces, pocket 6s, pocket 3s, all snap call, and king queens might fold, king jack probably going to fold, all his bluffs are going to fold. So if you guys follow my logic here, it's basically, if we ship here against a regular, it's kind of a lose-lose situation for us. So I really like Nicholas's decision here to just call, and so we can keep all those worse hands in, and keep his bluffing range in there as well. So we go to a turn. It's a pretty good turn. The four of clubs really doesn't change things too much in my mind. So what should we do in a spot like this? Well, I think you definitely should check. I mean, it's we want to allow him to just keep bluffing at the pot and stuff, and perhaps overplay his king queen, his king jack at this point. I think the stop and go, if we came out betting here, it feels a little bit weird, and again, it gets all his bluffs to fold. So I do like Nicholas's decision here to check against an aggressive player here who is likely to bet. Remember, that is a big key to this hand, and this guy has an aggression factor of 6. He's one of these guys, I kind of call him a play machine. I used that word before, and these are kind of regulars that just love to get in there and mix it up a lot after the flop. A lot of the regs at the lower stakes these days are kind of like, they're only betting and raising when they got the nuts a lot of the time. But there's definitely a couple play machines out there, even at super low stakes like this, that can be in there with some wild kind of holdings. So see how this plays out. So villain 5 does indeed bet. At this point, I mean, I think you could probably just ship over the top at this point, because he's only got 43 cents left. So I think that even if he is on a wild bluff somehow, or some sort of semi-bluff, I mean, he's got to be calling, I think, at this point. He's only got 43 cents left. Nicholas decides to just call. It's okay, I guess. But like I said, I think you can just ship the turn at this point, because so much of his stack is in the middle. I just can't see him folding anything at this point. So the river comes with the 8 of spades. Once again, I really don't think it changes much. We didn't see a queen or a jack on the river, which is good, because now we're obviously still ahead of the king queen and king jack. So Nicholas decides to check again. I think it's fine, and villain 5 throws the rest in, and we're obviously just calling at this point with getting like 8 to 1 or whatever it is. Yeah, 8.49 to 1 comes up on the screen there. Obviously, snap calling with the ace king here. Nicholas. Well, actually, let me get to the results first. You guys want to see the results, of course. Yeah, he was on some wild, crazy bluff. I mean, regulars, I guess, at NL2, even today's games, you'll find crazy play machines like this. I have no idea what he's doing with that hand. He had a backdoor flush draw on the flop, a backdoor straight draw also. I don't mind it, but in a 3-bet pot, I really don't like his play that much, because I think just with a king 6-3 board, I think that just nails our 3-bet range so heavily. I mean, I don't think this guy's understanding how the I'm talking about villain 5. I'm criticizing villain 5's play a little bit here, because Nicholas 3-bet he 3-bet the under the gun player. This shows extreme strength. And a flop like king 6-3 absolutely nails that range. I mean, when we 3-bet pre-flop, you normally should be putting a player on hands like aces, kings, queens, jacks, and ace-king. Well, that's a really good flop for most of those hands. So I'm really not a huge fan of villain 5's play in this hand. Kudos to him, though. I do like to see that sort of that hustle to get in there and try to win a pot. But I think he picked a bad spot here. I don't like it. I don't like it with his hand and in a 3-bet pot and this situation. But Nicholas asked the question to me in the email. He was unsure if he should have folded in this spot here. No, absolutely. I think you played the hand awesome, Nicholas. In a 3-bet pot versus an aggressive regular like this, I mean, for 100 big blind stacks, I mean, if the guy somehow has us, like I said before, if he's got the aces and it's a massive cooler, just good hand to him, Again, the shoe's always going to be on the other foot in poker, Maybe it's a month down the road, maybe it's a week down the road, whatever. We're going to be the one with the aces. He's going to be the one with the ace-king, and he's going to be stacking off to us anyways. So I don't worry about that kind of thing. In a 3-bet pot, you smash the flop like this with top pair, top kicker, ace-king. I'm definitely going with the hand against an aggressive regular. Maybe I get away from versus a nit from time to time. But I really like how you played the hand overall, allowing an aggressive regular to essentially just hang himself with a crazy bluff like this. So good job. Excellent hands. But as always, I want to know what you guys think, so let me know your comments below. Would you fold in this spot? Is this a situation that gives you a lot of problems against an aggressive regular when you got top pair, top kicker like this? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, and make sure you subscribe to my poker YouTube channel as well, because I'm putting out new poker hand history reviews like this at the micros all the time. That's what separates me from all those other YouTube channels out there. I'm only focusing on the micros, the stakes that you guys actually play. So, yeah, definitely stick around on this channel if you like seeing stuff like this. Lastly, make sure you download a copy of my free poker guide. It's called Massive Profit at the Micros. It's the top link in the description below. It's a 50-page free ebook. We'll give you my complete strategy on how I beat these stakes. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. This has been Nathan Williams with BlackRain79.com.